of the Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Damian Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Angry Mike D, and we talk about music, movies, and so much more.
Ah, shit. Wait, time out. Live with Donnie Moses here.
Here he goes.
Here he is.
This is Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes, and we're hanging out here with Don Moses.
Bring him in. Have him sit next to you, Bert.
He should come down.
Yeah.
Donnie gets
Bring him
camera
in.
shy. I see the crowd's going wild. You hear the dogs? The crowd's going wild.
Saturday Night Live with special guest host Donnie Moses.
Fucking funny.
All right, we're back on a Saturday night. We're taping this on Saturday, so it'll probably be out Monday. Or whenever.
And we could have lied to everybody.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Episode what? 94?
5, I think.
5?
I think it's 5. I'm losing
4 or
track.
5. Yeah, maybe this might be 5. Yeah,
I think it's 5. 95.
Yeah,
95.
And what rhymes with 5? Live.
Yeah.
So 90 episode 95. We're talking they're here Saturday Night Live, and we're talking live records.
Yeah. No
Tonight.
countdown or nothing. No countdown. Just
essentials.
some of our favorites and essentials. Yeah.
Ones that we like, that we recommend if you're looking for a good live record.
Yeah. So no particular order. And before we even hit this, last night I finally caught the Elvis movie. It was pretty damn good.
Oh, you saw it?
It was good. Yeah.
You went to the movies?
It found its way to me, but it was good.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see that.
It's worth
What
it.
was the
heard it is really
soundtrack
good.
though on that? Because like it seemed like it had like a bunch of like artists on it doing his songs and stuff.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know.
Like it sounded like all collaborations, like a big platform for these, big superstar Hollywood singers and stuff.
Probably a way for them to sell, for promotion and sell more records. But did they use his music in the movie?
I think so. Yeah. They only showed, I think, one real part near the end, where I think would have been his last show. And they showed some real footage from that part. But the guy who played him did a great job. It was real good. The storyline was good. And it's really based around the manager and him, he pretty much got stuck. Like he got stuck doing that Vegas thing every year and he couldn't get out. He wanted to tour internationally and that's what he wanted to do. But he owed so much to you have to watch it. It's really worth watching.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson.
I like the post comeback special Elvis. That's the when he started getting into the Vegas stuff. I kind of like that. He was sort of like maybe I don't know if he was following like other crooners like Neil Diamond and shit like that, but I do kind of like that stuff, like that style,
Yeah. Well, that's the Elvis stuff that I like probably more than the old stuff. I like I like that stuff.
Good songs.
I can't even say it. Suspicious Ways,
Suspicious Minds. Yeah.
Suspicious Minds. That's what it is. Suspicious Minds.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. I'm definitely have it on my
really
watch list.
And not to get too far into the story, but even though the manager kind of screwed him over.
Don't give away the ending.
Yeah, I won't give away. Yeah, I won't give away the ending.
You mean where he dies on the toilet taking it?
They don't show that. They don't show that. Spoiler, they don't show that. But the manager, really, they needed each other at one point. Yeah, he took a little advantage of him, but at the same time, he probably wouldn't have made it as big as he did without the guy. But that'll be for the viewer to have their own opinion on. And all right, we're gonna move on to live albums. Damo, what do you got at us first? What are you coming at us with?
First one I'm gonna mention is actually we'll go with I got Ozzy, Speak of the Devil.
Yeah,
on there. Which I think it's kind of like a little bit under the radar for live records, but I know they recorded it just after Randy Rhoads died. It was in the contract that Ozzy had to do a live record all Black Sabbath songs, because they kind of wanted to capitalize on that. And so he recorded it with Brad Gillis on guitar right after Randy Rhoads died.
Yep.
Randy Rhoads he did know that he had to do that, and believe it or not, Randy was not a Sabbath fan at all. He hated Black Sabbath. He was not a fan. So
that's crazy.
You know,
That
unfortunately,
really is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, he got killed in the accident, so he wasn't on the record. So Brad Gillis filled in, and he did it, and it was recorded over 2 shows in New York at the Ritz, which is Webster Hall. But I think it's a great record, man, and I actually prefer those versions over the Sabbath versions. It just sounds so raw, you know.
And the lineup,
I actually do like
the lineup
is great.
Tommy Aldridge, because Tommy Aldridge, he appeared on the album sleeve or whatever inside for Diary of a Madman.
Wasn't on the record.
But he wasn't on the record. So you got
Rudy Sarzo too.
Sarzo, Aldridge, Rudy Sarzo, Aldridge, Brad Gillis, and Ozzy, and then the keyboard player, which I forget what his name is, but great lineup. Yeah,
I mean the song selection is great too. It's pretty much Black Sabbath, Ozzy greatest hits. I mean, it's everything. Like, you know, if I had to, you know, tell someone, okay, you want to get into Sabbath, check out this record. It's got everything you need. On it.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was an album cover that I seen in the store that was scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I had to have it.
Speaking of that, I remember being in a record store in Cherry Hill Mall. Man, I must have been, well, my mom and dad were still together, so I must have been like 5. And I remember being in the record store and seeing that album cover, and that's probably the first album cover that I really that really stuck with me. And you can't forget that. I mean, it's just like, you know, it's so wicked, you know. But it's a great album cover, and definitely a good place to start for someone, you know, interested in you know, the Sabbath you know, essential songs. It's a great live record.
If you open up, it's a gatefold. If you open it up, it's got Ozzy with the big silver cross, and he's got the little guy who would come out on stage, you know, give him the drinks and stuff like that. You know, he was supposed to be Ronnie James Dio. I think that was the ongoing joke of it, but you know, because they had a thing going back and forth. But awesome record, man. Mike D, what you got?
I'm not too much of a live album guy. I don't know. Like, it's usually not my first thing to go throw on. I don't know. I mean, Operation Live Crime was really good. It, you know, sounded pretty much just like the album.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong there.
Didn't they do a like a live video for that also? Like, it was like a live record, and it
was a box.
I kind of remember that being like a pretty big thing at that time. Like that one.
But I mean, I know Mike said he wasn't that big on live records, but when I was younger, because you wanted to get more bang for your buck, I would get live records because it had a lot of the songs on. You got a lot of songs, and it was like one of those things. So if you didn't, like, say, you know, like my first Kiss CD I bought wasn't Kiss, it was double platinum, because it wasn't live, but it was because it had so many songs on it.
Right.
So sometimes I would get live stuff if I wasn't that familiar with the band, and get into them that way.
It's just like a lot of the live albums are just not as booming, at least like back in the day they were. Now they do a lot of things to change it up. But
well, I agree, Mike. I think live albums kind of lost their whole luster. Like that Queensryche one might be like the last like really good live record, you know. There was pretty much like a thing that was really big in the 70s and part of the 80s, but after that, now it's just like, it's like a contract obligation, you know. When the label says, okay, we need you to do 5 records and one of them has to be live. Okay, well, we're not doing nothing, you know, we're going to take a break for a couple of years, let's put out their live record, you know.
But you don't see it. You don't see as much as you did in the 70s and 80s. You've seen a lot of live records, especially the 70s, late 70s, man. They were booming out live records.
I mean, I don't know why they're not I mean, bands still do them, but I don't know, maybe with the whole video DVD thing, maybe that kind of killed it. I don't know.
But Operation Mindcrime, that was a great package. It was great, but you had the CD, the VHS, and it was the whole story. It was great, and especially if you've seen the show live, it was like a good souvenir of the show, of that tour. For me, I'm gonna go with one straight out of the box for me because this band's not my favorite band. I like probably their greatest hits and this live record, and I'm just not big on them, but this is a great record. And I think it's one you need in your collection. Is that Cheap Trick Live at Budokan? I think that's that's an essential. Came out in '78. It's got 10 songs on it. It's only about 42 minutes long. For me, Dream Police and the hits. That's all I really probably need from Cheap Trick. But that's a band that's still playing. They're still putting out new material, and it's not bad. It's pretty good still.
And it's so really good material.
It's still pretty good. That Crash Bam Boom or that last record they did was really good. But I was never like a huge Cheap Trick guy. I always thought they were okay. I just was never, they just never were big on my radar. I just always thought they were, they're good. But this live
old
record,
man music.
Yeah, well, for back then, yeah. But just like going, like say, I'm sure we'll get to Kiss, but like Rock and Roll All Night, the version on the
we
live,
always get the Kiss.
On the live record is so much better than the recorded version. I Want You to Want Me. The version is the live version. That's the version to hear.
Yeah,
I mean, because sometimes
I play on the radio.
Right, that's the version. Sometimes, Mike, for like the live stuff where I know I have the sound and all that, but sometimes there's isn't energy. And it's the raps in between. It's the personality. So sometimes if a band comes off like that,
I could see that. Yeah,
it's really sometimes it's just the energy of the record, and the raps are fucking great on some of them. Like when they're talking, it's just classic shit.
That album that definitely is like a top 5 greatest. I mean, of all time. Like not even
live
like
records,
genres, just like live records in general. That is like one of the greatest of all time. I mean, it's classic, and I think a few years back they actually found like video footage, and they finally came out with a video version of that record, which I would love to see.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to listen to a Cheap Trick record, this is the record I put on. The live one was definitely the record. Damo, what you got next?
This one was real big for me when I was in high school. Is Twisted Sister live at Hammersmith.
The best.
He's over there laughing.
Oh, with his Twisted Sister on your uniform.
You okay?
I could slap your fat face. What are you doing, Flounder?
Oh my god, that poor kitchen.
Oh, the dog shitting in the kitchen?
I think Moses is shit in the kitchen.
Oh, it stinks.
Now we know. Smell-o-vision.
I thought he's laughing at my choice over there.
Oh my! I didn't even get to hear your choice.
He said Twisted Sister at Hammersmith,
and he starts laughing.
Yeah, Damo, what you got on that, Damo?
Nothing like a good old fart to get you laughing.
Oh yeah. No matter how old we are.
Yeah, still funny. Still funny.
Yeah, that one was. I kind of got into them like way late. Well after their prime. When I was in high school in the 90s, I kind of got into them, and I had some I got a hold of some VHS bootlegs, and I was like, damn man, these guys are like incredible live. And Dee Snider is like probably one of my top 5 favorite frontmen, because I usually like stage raps are like sometimes could be boring, but if you got like a guy like Paul Stanley, David Lee Roth, Sebastian Bach, Dee Snider, like they actually kind of like captivate the audience, and they get you fired up, like they do what a frontman is supposed to do. But in this on these video bootlegs, man, like he was just like firing the fuck out of people, and I can only imagine being like 14, 15 back in the 80s and having him like preach like that. Like I probably would would not want to go to school and probably would not want to. I probably end up like in pretty bad shape. But the live album is pretty much what I remember seeing those videos, and it's there's some mistakes on there that I hear, and it's pretty much like all the great songs, and the band is they got a lot of energy, and the stage raps are great, and Hammersmith is it's like a pretty historic venue in England, and it's just
not bad from a little band from New York.
Yeah, not at all.
Same thing here. When somebody goes, with Twisted Records, the best Twisted Sister album, and if you go, count their whole catalog, I go, Stay Hungry's great, but Live at Hammersmith, that's the record. That's the best record.
Yeah.
And it's heavy, man. It's heavy. It almost sounds thrashy at times.
Yeah.
It's really heavy. And talk about energy, man. Wow.
You got to check out the greatest hits record they put out in the early 90s, Big Hits and Nasty Cuts.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
Half the record at the end was maybe like 6 tracks. They're all live from the Marquee Club, which is like they recorded them like back in 83 or something. And D actually mentions it in that Hammersmith live album. So last time we played here, we played that shithole down the street, the Marquee. Well, on that greatest hits tape, there's a few songs from that, and if that was a full record, that would even be way better, because that's them in a club.
Yeah.
And man, it's just I definitely recommend. I would have put that on there, but it's not like a full album,
Right. And that the only problem I have, one problem with this record, and it's going to repeat more than once probably on this list, is that the 2 cover songs I didn't need. I didn't need Train Kept Rolling. It just goes on forever no matter who does it. And Jailhouse Rock. I really didn't need either one of those songs.
Yeah,
that's the only bad part of that record. And
I hate when bands do covers.
I hate it. I hate it when Motley Crue. I hate it when Motley Crue put Jailhouse Rock on the Girls Goes. I'm like, really?
It's a waste. Total waste.
Yeah.
What about Helter Skelter?
That's all right.
That was good. I thought. Yeah. Because they kind of made it their own.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear somebody covering Elvis' song. I mean, you just don't touch that.
No, but D sounds really powerful on the record. I mean, he really does. And like I said, the energy comes through, and it shows you, like, man, they're a band that's a way better live band on record. If you just judge them by record's nothing compared to the live version of them. And it's fucking heavy. It's pretty heavy. Mike D, what you got on your list?
I'm going to go with Bongo Fury from Frank Zappa.
Okay. It's an interesting one. Yeah.
Just you never know what you're going to get when you throw on a Zappa live album. For me, like, this one was great. Like, it was sort of like the turn of like the bicentennial. So there was like little rants against the whole, bicentennial bullshit going on and everything like that. It was a fun album on top of that. He did the Muffin Man on there. He kind of messes up one of the lines, and then he starts over and does it again. So, but yeah, he even had a Beefheart on it. I don't think Beefheart was on too many of his live albums.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was on that one though. I think he was almost definitely on that one. Yeah, but Zappa live, you always get it's always fun because he just says whatever's on his mind, and it's he's always pretty interesting. And the same thing, as I get older, I get more of what he's talking about now. Where, like, when I was a kid, I couldn't really listen to because I'm like, what the hell's he talking about? The Zappa stuff, and he's got a ton of live shit out. Like, you can't do that on stage or something. Like, there's like a 10 volumes or something crazy like that, and all that stuff's always interesting. Okay, for me, I'm going to stick with the Ozzy thing. And I don't think it's the best sounding live record, but it's probably one that a lot of guitar players go to, and that's the tribute record, the Randy Rhoads tribute record. Man, what a good record. And that's, like, I think it might have been recorded in one or two different spots, because Lee Kerslake's on some of it, Bob Daisley's on some of it. Lindsey Bridgewater, that was the keyboard player. Rudy Sarz was on it, Randy Rhoads, Ozzy. I mean, it was a good record. I think it's a go-to record for most guitar players. I don't think it's the best sounding live record, but it's got some cool stuff in it, especially when Randy does his little solo part in Suicide Solution. There's even like a drum. There's like a little drum solo in one of the songs
Yeah,
too.
it's phenomenal.
It's pretty cool,
Yeah.
man. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
Damo,
because there's so little Randy Rhodes footage that
there
why,
is.
uh,
And I
you know,
wasn't
it's
a
like
big Randy
go-to.
Rhodes Quiet Ride fan. I didn't think they were that good with Randy. I don't think Quiet Ride really hit its peak till Metal Health.
Mhm.
The stuff before that was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Damo, what you got on your list?
I have Aerosmith live bootleg, which is one of the few true live albums. Like a lot of these albums are touched up in the studio. You have bands running all over the stage. They're moving around different, away from the mic.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you got to go in the studio and retouch that stuff. That Aerosmith record is 100% true. And the only thing I don't like about it is that because it's taken from different shows, like it fades out and all that stuff. I hate when live albums do that. I like it when it's continuous, like it actually feels like you're
at a show.
You're at a concert. I hate when they when they at the end of the song they fade it out and the next song comes in. Just like
that should never happen.
It shouldn't. No, it's a live album.
Yeah.
That's the only negative I have on that. But I mean, it's them at their drug addicted peak.
But guess what? That's the same thing. Aerosmith live record. That's the record form. It's raw. It's raw. It's very raw. It's probably my other few live things they have. That's my favorite Aerosmith live record. Definitely, just because it's bare bone. It's just bare bone.
Yeah.
It's bare bone. Mike D, what you got on your list?
I am going to go with Painting the Town Brown from Weed.
Okay.
And
he means like who?
Actually, yeah. Oh, if you don't know, check them out. Well, I'll give you a list later.
You talked about them before.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we definitely talked about them before. They're band, they don't take themselves too serious. They're a genre hopping sort of band, but on like this, it's just they do their thing, they do their songs, they add some jams into it. Some of their songs they change up a little bit. You're a fan of Ween, you're going to love this one. I mean, there's not really much more I could say.
Yeah, I listened to it the other night. It's a good record. Some of the songs that I wish were on there weren't on there, but it could have been the way the tour was. I think it might have been from the Chocolate and Cheese tour, but it's missing like Baby Bitch and stuff like that. It didn't go up
to the mollusk.
Yeah, so there's like, I think if they did a live record, which they probably did, after that, I probably would favor that more because it would have some of the songs that I like better on there. Because for me, the two Ween records are really the Chocolate and
they got a bunch of live albums out,
and the Mollusk was a great record. Let me see what I got here on my list. Just for Mike D. Undeniably, fucking incredible record. Scorpions Worldwide Live. Love this record.
I thought you were going somewhere else.
No, we'll get there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Came out in 1985, 19 songs, about an hour and 20 minutes.
That's too much Scorpions.
It's so good. It's so good, this record. I think I remember it being an MTV concert too, or the MTV played the concert, and that's how I kind of got into it. And then the record came out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's got Still Loving You on it. Man, it's just so good. It's just so good. The live versions are just so Claus Main, and he still sounds great till this day. That guy could sing, man. I mean, a lot of people don't like his voice, but he's really, really good. And I don't know if you got that record, Dane, but that's one I definitely recommend.
Nah, man, that's it's one of the few bands of that from that era that I never really got into. I'm not a big Scorpions fan. I never saw them live. I probably, if they came around, I probably would see them. Just because maybe it would get me into them, but I just never really got into them.
Yeah, I got into them.
A few songs I like here and there.
I probably got into them because MTV used to play No One Like You all the time. And that's when I first started seeing them. I was like, who's this little guy with the crazy hair? He kind of looks like a Ronnie James Dio guy too, What you got, Damo?
All right, I have Ted Nugent, Live Gonzos. And honestly, I'm not even really like a big, like super Ted Nugent fan. I do like Ted Nugent, like his 70s stuff, but this live album is really good, and it's it to me it sounds totally live. I'm sure there was actually he was on Eddie Trunk's show the other day, and he said that it was 100% live, except one song they had to go redo the bass because they were having some technical difficulties when they were recording it live. The bass wasn't coming through or something, but it's he's another guy, man. He's just like a funny front man, and he's like, he says some pretty entertaining shit.
Yeah, he's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. I mean, the only thing that sucks about this record, I mean, I'm not a huge Nugent guy either. The record's pretty good, but the songs I like a lot, which only like 2 or 3 of them I really like a lot. But it's good for a live record, but it's recorded in different places, so there are fade outs on there, which is kind of like a bummer, like you said.
Right, I hate that. Yeah.
Like it looks like it was a greatest hits live compilation. know?
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah.
But it was definitely energetic and it absolutely sounded live.
Yeah.
Mike D, what you got?
I am going to go with the name of this band is Talking Heads by the Talking Heads.
I knew that was going to make your list.
and again, like I'm not like a huge Talking Heads fan either, but like actually, if I'm going to go to an album, it might be this one for me. It just sounds so good. You don't even like realize it's a live album except for the talking in between tracks, which is very just the name of this song is, and that's it. But
the live album is called Talking Heads.
The name of this band is Talking Heads. That's what it's called.
The whole title.
But but the live album. Oh, I'm looking at it now. The name of this band. Oh, okay. All right. I didn't understand you. I thought that the album was called Talking Heads, and then you said the name of this band is called Talking Heads, and that is the name of the record.
That is the name of the record. Yep.
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah. They always been an out there band for me. I really don't know a lot of the old stuff. I did listen to some of it because I knew Mike was going to probably put it on his list. One thing I will say, clean. Am I getting the crazy energy? No, but it's a very clean sounding live.
Right.
Record. Like, it's done. They're playing well, and it sounds really good for a live record. It don't have all the chaos in it. It's just the band playing up here live, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's definitely good. Okay. I'm going to go to my next one, and it's going to be fucking awesome album. Another great live album. Wasp, Live in the Raw. I love this record. I love the rants. I love the rambling. I think Blackie's a great front man. He tells great stories. He sounds incredible live. I mean, it sounds just as good as the record.
I think there's got to be overdubs live.
It's too good, right? It might be too good. Yeah. I mean, how's his voice sound that good?
Yeah, because they do tracks and stuff. They gotta do
it's too good, right?
Overdubs there. Yeah. Which I don't mind. I mean,
it's also the first time, which wasn't on this record, it was on a K-Tel cassette tape that I heard the live version, and probably the only version I know of, the Manimal, the son of Animal, the Manimal.
What's he say? What's the famous stage rap on that one?
This is the son of Animal. This is the Manimal.
half man, half beast or something like that.
Yeah, Mike, you remember that, Mike?
Yes.
Half man, half beast. He's the son of Animal. He's the
Manimal. That wasn't on any album. That was a great song too.
I don't think it was on any album.
There was a video for that particular one, though, wasn't it?
Maybe a live video. I don't remember.
Yeah, because I don't have the album, but I definitely remember hearing that. So I kind of feel like there was a video on MTV with that whole
skit. It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll see if I can find it. I will put it up on here. Yeah. I mean, man, and also I think there was a bonus track. I think "Screaming Till You Like It" might have been on that as a bonus track. I think so.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah,
that was from Goonies or Ghoulies?
Ghoulies
2. Not even the first one. 2.
Was it 2? You sure?
Yeah. It was Ghoulies 2.
Unless Wikipedia is wrong.
I think it was Ghoulies 2.
No.
Fucking good stuff. The son of Animal. The Manimal. Mike remembered it.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there was a video for it.
Wow. Yeah, we gotta find that.
It's got to be from that live. Yeah, from the album Live in the Raw.
We want to do something for you now. Something we've never, ever done anywhere before. This is the Son of Animal. This is the Manimal.
Good stuff. Damo.
See what I'm watching this.
You watching, Ken? The Son of Animal. The Manimal. Fucking great stage raps.
This is the Son of Animal. This is the Manimal.
I can't believe Mike
Okay.
remembered that. Half man, half beast. Yeah, I can't believe you remember that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, Damo.
I have that on tape. I have that.
Fucking great. It's so good. It's so good. Damo, what you got on your list?
I have Iron Maiden Live After Death.
Classic.
Yeah, that was like them at their peak. I mean,
yeah,
with the original
the
original run.
Yeah,
post
Power Slave, tour.
Yeah, because they're still huge. I mean, you could still even now it could be like a peak. I mean, they're still doing amazing.
But that was our Iron Maiden.
Their heyday.
That was with the Winston Churchill speech in the beginning, and
a lot of classic stuff on there.
Eddie coming out of the grave. I mean,
that stage show and everything for 1985 or whatever it is.
I mean that's my
amazing.
top. That's one of my top 3 probably live records of all time. That's definitely up there.
Scream for Me, Long Beach. I mean,
Scream for Me, Long Beach. Fucking great. It's still said today, right?
Great album cover too. I mean,
all
their album covers are great.
All the artwork was great.
Yeah,
the tour for that record was great. So good. And they have a shitload of live records, but that's the one. That's
they
definitely
have a lot. Yeah.
Mike D, what you got?
Oh man, I'm dead on live albums.
You don't have Nirvana? Why don't you do the Nirvana one?
I'm not even like a huge Nirvana fan, bro.
All right, so
Nirvana Live After Death.
I mean,
that's a great record.
Unplugged. The Unplugged series as a whole was great. The ones they put out.
Yeah, I guess you could count those the Unplugged as. I mean, they're technically live. I mean, I was thinking about adding some of those on there. But
I definitely had Nirvana on mine because that's probably the best Nirvana record is the Unplugged record. That's when I went, wow, this band's really good. That's when I realized how good they were. Was that Unplugged? It's the best Cobain I thought ever sounded. It's just raw energy. The David Bowie song. I mean, the Man That Sold the World. I prefer that version. I prefer the Nirvana version of that live.
And you weren't a fan of the Alice in Chains Unplugged, though.
No, as much as I like Alice in Chains, and I haven't heard it in a while, I didn't like the mix. I didn't like the vocal mix for some reason. But I have to go back and listen to it. It's been a long time since I listened to it, and I love Alice in Chains. I thought the live record, I thought the vocal mix blend could have been a little bit better, but I haven't heard it in a while. So
I have to go back and hear that one again.
Yeah, but the whole Unplugged series, they cranked out a real lot.
There's a lot of good ones. Yeah,
there's a lot, and it's nice to hear different versions of songs and stuff like that. Let's see if I got anything left here on mine. Well, I'm sure me and Damon, we're going to probably have the same last one. I'm going to go with 2, though. Kiss Alive 2. And that being said, I had Alive 2 before I had Alive 1. So I think that's the reason why I favor Alive 2 a little bit more. I played it nonstop. King of the Nighttime World. I mean, I just love the way it goes into King of the Nighttime World. I guess after Detroit Rock City, right? It goes right into King of the Nighttime World. It's just so damn good. The energy's there, the stage rap's there, the fucking album cover when you open it up, it looks like something special. It looks like a tour book. It looks like, you know what I mean? It looks like a souvenir. So Kiss Alive 2, I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I got that. I bought that first too. And that was I always go back and forth between the first and second one, which is
They're
my
both
favorite.
great, yeah.
But depending on my mood, I think I do kind of like the second one a little bit more. I mean, Ladies Room, that one
great.
the song sound a million times better,
Yeah.
but like Tomorrow and Tonight, God, man, I hate that song.
Well, didn't they say that wasn't even really in the set or something at one time where they took out songs, right?
Yeah, they didn't play that live. They played that, and they played Hard Luck Woman. That was never played live either. They did that during sound check.
Was there no repeats, right? From the first live? Was there really any repeats besides, I guess? No,
they
no
just
repeats,
did,
right?
They just did songs from
that second half of records.
Yeah,
5 and 6.
Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, and
Love
Gun, which I kind of like that the whole concept.
Right, so it's not the same deal over and over again.
Yeah, but they did Take Me Live back then, and that wasn't on the record, which
should have been.
I was wondering why that wasn't on there, but yeah, I mean, that song I just said, Tomorrow Tonight, I fucking hate that song.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I liked it. I don't like it no more. Not that I don't like it. I could care less. It's a very young song.
The studio tracks were really good, but I put Kiss Alive 1 on mine.
Yeah, I figured
just because that was the one that started all. I mean, it sounds great. It sounds truly live, and there was a lot of touch-ups in the studio.
Sure.
But those guys are fucking running around. I mean, and a lot of these live albums are touched up in the studio anyway, but
yeah.
I mean, they're like Kiss
Well,
Alive
at least
1.
they're singing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, as far as a live 1 goes, live 1's great too. The vodka and orange juice, fucking classic rap.
Vodka and orange juice.
Yeah. I mean, it's an entertaining record. And there was nothing really like that when that came out. That was its own fucking thing.
Yeah.
All right, guys, before we wrap up here, I got a little reaction video. You might have seen this before, you might have not, but I'm going to share the screen.
Hey, you asshole with the laser right over there.
Weren't you at our last concert?
Bring that guy up here with the laser. Come here, schmuck.
Yeah. Look at them. It just looks ridiculous.
It's kind of awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Who's the laser? Who's got the laser over here? The one with the white t-shirt, right?
Listen, Sonny boy.
Yeah, that guy right over there. If you bring the laser out one more time, listen to me. Hey, schmuck. Take the laser out one more time, I'll put it right up your ass. Promise. Come here, big boy. Come here. Go out and get that guy. This guy's such a big man over here.
Come on, Ace.
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You want to come up here? You're such a big guy. What, asshole? What? Put it in your pocket or I'll put it up your ass. Okay?
People.
Yeah.
Have you had a good time tonight? All right. Some guys look big, but you're a little schmuck.
He's still
Your
going
mom
on.
should know that you're here with a little toy. Leave it home. Okay? Okay? Just because you can shave, you're still a little boy. You're just a little boy. You're a jerk. People! We've had such a good time tonight. We've been looking at you all night, people. Take a look at yourselves. You're awesome.
So,
And he's,
have
he goes back into the shtick.
yeah, he was right back in. Paul Stilling does not like laser beams, and like you said, he
Yeah.
never really gets crazy with anybody.
Nah,
There's a
nah.
couple of them that are out there. He's telling the best one is when he tells her, "Yeah, how's your mother? I was there last night. I wish I would have come that one. That one was the best one." Because Paul's like, "Yeah, man," and he's like, "How's your mother? I was there last night." You know, he gets all streaky.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's funny how he turns it on and off.
yeah. So he goes from like this high pitched kind of talking guy to all of a sudden, yo, cuz, you know, he gets all crazy. But yeah, there you have, guys.
Getting
Mixtape.
crazy.
It's crazy. Mike D, look at he's mellow Mike D tonight. It's crazy. See you guys next week. Bye.
See.
All right.